Marijuana is quite the norm lately. You look around your local area, there's dispensers not too far from your home. It's not long since it's been legalized for regular consumption, mostly because, the government wants to make money off of it through heavy taxing, but, politics aside, yeah, marijuana is pretty normal, and I have one that I live pretty close to, but I don't plan on buying any, or at least using it for a long time at least. Now, the reason why I refuse to do THC is because, well, I look at other people that do it, and I thought to myself, yeah, I don't think I want to do it, because people, they just look slower when they do it, and I don't want to look like that. Their reaction speed is kind of slow, and I feel like it's a safety issue. Like if you're driving or you're walking on in the streets of a high crime rate city, it's probably not the best idea to be high on marijuana. But I don't know, I guess people just feel safe. Even people that I know that's been attacked by criminals on the street, they still feel safe being high and listening to music, like blocking out their sense of sound. Like, okay, alright, yeah, I can't comprehend this, but you do you. And also another reason is people feel tired. They just don't have the energy to feel productive. Like they just cannot get I don't know about you, but I like having energy. I like to feel wired, but I look at these people and they just look tired when they are high, and I don't see the charm in getting high. And also another thing is when people do marijuana, they just become lazy, and I think this is a entryway for depression because you get nothing done. Like you just don't feel like doing anything. I could understand this because I used to drink alcohol, and I would not be in the mood to do anything when I am like tipsy. Even though when I'm tipsy, not even drunk, when I'm tipsy, I just feel like I don't feel like doing anything. I'm gonna be a bum for today, and I think that's how I get depressed when I don't get anything done. And people only talk about the good reason to take marijuana, but not the bad reason. Like, oh yeah, it makes you feel smarter. No, it feels good. It helps you relax. But they don't talk about like the people that smoke marijuana and cause car accidents, or how it just affects your overall productivity and what is it, cardiovascular health. Or long-term memory. Yeah, that's actually a thing. Long-term memory is actually negatively affected by marijuana. Like you will not remember things from a long time, and I see that this is a common issue with a bunch of my friends that do marijuana. They just don't remember things in the past. And you look online and you see all these people that quit it. They are a lot more happier. They are happy that they transformed and they stay clean off of marijuana, because it's just a recipe for depression. You could say that it's better for you, but then overall, from what I've seen about people's transformation, they're happy that they quit marijuana. Now, I can acknowledge that THC is good for some reason. For example, if you're getting chemotherapy, right, it will bump up your appetite. You get the munchies. Go to Jack in the Box and get that like $6 or $8 deal for a bunch of fries. That's probably not good for you. But then when you have cancer, you lose your appetite while doing chemotherapy, and that's the time when you need to eat the most, but you don't feel like it because, well, chemotherapy. Hello. And also there's less nausea, like less, you just feel like not like throwing up all the time. And one of my friends told me it makes self-love, like self-love, the things you do with loving yourself, like really climatic and explosive, if you know what I mean. I guess this is the only reason why I would ever want to try marijuana, but I'll hold it off for now, just in case if I really feel down in the dumps and I need that excessive high. But overall, there's no other purpose to it. I just won't take it, at least for now. Now, if you're trying to quit marijuana, maybe you will quit it with my philosophy on like recreational drugs. I used to drink a lot of alcohol in my youth, so I feel like I understand what this high that people are chasing, like why people would chase this high. First off, it didn't really feel good when I drink alcohol. I just got some confidence. Well, I guess it does feel good, like you feel more relaxed. but the pain of alcohol wasn't pleasant. Like I get headaches. I don't know, I feel like throwing up, and I know that I'm gonna throw up if I take more than like 7 shots, and if I keep drinking, I know I'm gonna regret it. And then yeah, I do regret it all the time. Like after drinking, like, oh yeah, I felt good at the moment. I feel good for like 2 hours, and then all of a sudden my world just crashed, and I just keep throwing up, and I keep getting headaches. My headaches could last for 2 to 3 days. That's how bad my hangovers are, and I don't think it's worth it. Like you enjoy your time for 2 hours, but then you cannot like live properly for 2 to 3 days. And I think that's the same situation with marijuana. You just don't feel like 100%, or like you just don't feel normal for the next day at least. And I don't think I would enjoy that. I don't think like it's just common sense at this point where like 2 hours of pleasure versus 24 hours of discomfort, right? Like you mash them both together, like you're pretty much paying 12 times the price of something, and for something that's, you know, that's not really real. And that's my philosophy on it. Like, this is not worth it. This doesn't logistically make sense as to why are you paying for this pain. And I don't really know the marijuana after effects. Like more like maybe you just feel slow, and then you feel a little like, I don't know, unproductive, and I don't know. But yeah, depression. A lot of my friends, they take it and then they feel depressed afterwards. But you know, like some people just like don't mind feeling depressed. Some people don't mind feeling unproductive. They just do it, and then I don't know. I don't really understand why people will want to feel depressed. Like do it for like a whole 1 to 2 to 3 days after getting high on THC. Now, I'm not saying that marijuana is evil, but I can tell that you are generally happier when you're not doing drugs to trick your mind into feeling the way you're trying to achieve in the end. I feel like happiness is something that people should just like they should acquire with effort and not just with recreational drugs. It's good once in a while. It's good for like chemotherapy treatment or other kinds of treatment, but I don't think people should just use it like casually, like every day or every week. They should just use it on a special occasion or for medical reason, and people just abuse it. Yeah, that's what it's called, abuse, when they're using something incorrectly. This is a drug that's supposed to be used for medicinal purpose, but people are just using it just to feel good and for the temporary time. And I know it's weird for a guy to preach about recreational drugs when he never really tried it, with the exception of alcohol. But the proof is in the pudding. People are generally happier when they kick the habit of doing recreational drugs. There is too much of a good thing, and there is getting something that you don't really have. Think of it as like credit cards. Like you're pretty much spending money that you don't have, and then when the credit card is maxed out, you're in debt. And what's gonna happen? That debt is gonna composite, like it's gonna keep piling up. It's gonna keep getting higher and higher, and then eventually you're gonna have to keep working it off, and it's just gonna be a rusty handcuff. Like it's just like a shitty handcuff. And some people, they will be wasting years of their lives trying to pay that off. Well, I don't know, I'm going off on a tangent, but then like marijuana, I just don't really see the charm in it. And I see my friends that do it, like they just go to a party to smoke marijuana, and every time they do it, they just fall asleep in the couch. And I thought to myself, you could just do that at home. If you want to sleep on a couch, you could just get high, turn on TV, and sleep on the couch. Why would you go to a friend's party, like a party at a friend's house, just to sleep on their couch? I can't comprehend that. Like, okay, yeah, is this couch any bit more special than yours? Is it more comfortable than yours? It looks like an IKEA couch, but for some reason it's so enticing that you like to sleep on this one instead of your own. I don't know, like I just cannot wrap my head around people that goes to party to do marijuana and just go to a party to smoke marijuana and then go to sleep at a friend's house during a party. I can't comprehend that. Now, addiction can be a problem. If you have a problem, you can listen to my philosophy about how I don't enjoy alcohol, which is a drug, as much as people try to say it's not. But if you don't want to kick the habit, then and you think you're really enjoying life while being constantly high and having, I don't know, like withdrawal effects or like after effects, and if it doesn't bother you, then fine, go for it. It's all good. But overall, I don't think I would want to get high on marijuana because it just doesn't seem so charming. Just from seeing other people that do it, they just look miserable, even though they say that it's like a good thing. Or maybe they're just a bad influence and they're just trying to drag me into their mess. And yeah, I don't know about that. But overall, yeah, that's the end of this video. Don't do drugs.